Hello there. Whoa, zoomed in real close to my face. Hello. Today's vlog is about The Sims 4 because I have a lot of feelings. So for any of you who were on Twitch, you saw that I was trying to play The Sims 4. It kind of crashed my XSplit, but I was able to get it back up and not back up to stream. So I played it for maybe 3, 4, maybe 5, you never know with me, hours last night. And I have to say, it's so interesting what they decided to do with The Sims 4. If you've played the Sims game, Sims 1 and 2 took place kind of in one neighborhood, and when you needed to go to work, you traveled to another location. The Sims 1 was originally just houses. I think The Sims 2 had a few other locations you could travel to. The Sims 3 became an actual open world. You can go anywhere on the map at any time. You could click anywhere on the map at any time. And you could see things. You know, if you have the pets thing installed, you might see some wild horses running around in one part of town. You could go anywhere and talk to anyone. It was just so much you could do in The Sims 3. So when Sims 4 came out, there was a bunch of hubbub of how it wasn't as good of a game and how it didn't have a lot of the features that Sims 3 have. For example, it started off not having pools. Of all the things to not have, you can't put a hole in the ground and fill it with water. It didn't have toddlers. It didn't have the most important thing, it didn't have that open world anymore. So I never got it. Now, a couple days ago, or maybe it was yesterday, I don't remember, it was on super duper sale. It was very cheap, and I thought, you know what? I am curious. This is very affordable. I have an undeniable urge. I'm just going to buy it and try it out again. Because I had tried the demo and I didn't enjoy it because I had a very hard time with their new Create a Sim. It's all a bunch of draggy things, and I guess in their mind it's intuitive. But if you've been using these other systems for years, and if you really want to make yourself and a kind of an accurate version of yourself, it's really bad. The Sims 3 has always been one of the few games where I felt like I could actually make myself look like myself, and The Sims 4 goes right back to putting me in this category where somehow I'm just not able to create myself. So I created somebody eventually after I think it was like an hour and a half of work trying to just simply figure out what the fuck I was doing at any given time, because you're just dragging, and I'm like, what am I dragging now? Am I dragging the eyelid up? Am I dragging this eyelid up? Am I dragging the entire eyes up? Am I actually dragging the eyes to the side? Am I tilting the corner? Why? Why wouldn't you just have it like The Sims 3 had a really easy to understand chart where it like showed you an eye and it drew little circles and you clicked on which part of the eye you wanted to adjust, and then it had slider, like, it was so detailed. And now it's just like, who fucking knows? I kept making my cheekbones really big when I was trying to make my cheeks big because I couldn't figure out where cheekbones ended and cheeks started. It was really fucking annoying. Anywho, you could make beautiful people in it though. If you don't care about making yourself, or if you look kind of normal and easy to like, if you've got a normal ass hairstyle and normal ass face and you can find yourself in there, you can make gorgeous characters. The kids are way cuter than the kids in Sims 3. The toddlers too. They look adorable. They look little chunky cheek face. I like them better than real life toddlers. And then the housing. Building your house now is much easier than it was in Sims 3. Room controls make a lot more sense. It used to be you'd be like, oh crap, I built a foundation here and now I can't add this other thing. Or crap, I built my whole house but I forgot to build foundation under it, so now I either have to tear it all down or we don't get a foundation. Unless you have cheats or mods that help you do that shit, because I never had any sorts of mods. Anywho, it was much easier to build a house, but the gameplay was so fucking shitty. It's absolutely garbage compared to Sims 3. You're now in a house. The characters kind of do things on their own and have their own thought process, and they, prioritize according to some sort of set of rules. But if you're not watching them constantly, your sim can go and say something terrible to another sim and ruin their relationship with each other, and then you gotta go back and you gotta fix that. Every single day they have a daily task to complete if they're at school or if they have a job, which sucks up a bunch of fucking time doing the same thing over and over again. Relationships deteriorate really fast. Things take a lot longer to do. Woohooing took about as long as a normal woohoo can take. It was very slow. very frustrating. You're only in your own neighborhood, your house and your little neighborhood, where you have like rocks and trees that are growing in your neighborhood, and they will regrow over a few periods of days. And when you want to go somewhere else, now this is the fucking kicker. I wouldn't mind if when you want to go somewhere else, you had to travel and it wasn't open world, it was just, loading screen, you're in another world. But it kept canceling whatever people were doing if you split up your family. So for example, the kids wanted to go to the park. I sent the kids to the park. At the park, I was like, all right, do your homework. Might as well. The parents arrived home from work, so I went back home to check on them. They weren't doing nothing. Cool, I set them to do something. I go back to the kids at the park. They've put their homework down. I fix that. I go back to the adults. They put down their food right where they stood. What year is it that I am playing a game where a simple thing such as these characters should continue doing the last thing you told them to do before you switch to another character at another location? Oh my god, what is this, a tablet game? This is horrible. So I'm obviously never going to send anybody to go anywhere else in the world. It's clunky, it's small, it feels pointless. It feels like it was made for a different type of Sims player. Like it was made for people who like to just make pretty people and watch chaos. Which isn't how I like to play The Sims. I like to have control over little people's lives and accomplish various goals that I have for them and make them have a bunch of babies. The good thing is the baby making thing's still very fun and easier than ever before, which does take a little bit of the drama out of it. I no longer have to convince somebody to have a baby with me. I just click on the bed and I'm like, let's have a baby, we're married. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, all right. That was easy, we're gonna have a baby. I should not have had a baby because we only got about $8,000 right now. But sometimes I like to live life on the edge. It's gotta be something to spice up this game because right now I'm only going to keep playing because my husband is so hot. And my kids are very adorable. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on Sims 4. I think it would have been a great sequel to Sims 2. I think if Sims 4 had come out as a sequel to Sims 2, I would be praising it. I would be like, this game's awesome. But coming out after Sims 3, it's like we took a step back 7 years or 8 years, and it's just not very enjoyable. So I'll probably just play this family to like 8 children, because that's how many kids it usually takes for me to be happy, and then stop it and keep playing The Sims 3. In the meantime, you can catch me tonight on Ready to Ramble. It's our wrestling show, but if you don't like wrestling, you should still come because we tell you why you should like wrestling, and we break it down, and we're not very insider. We discuss things, and I'll give you the history of things whenever we bring something up that you might not know. And you can catch me on my Twitch. Lately, I've been playing Divinity Original Sin 2. And let's see what else is going on. You guys, if you're at PAX right now and for some reason you're watching this video, go to the Divinity Original Sin 2 booth. It's a red and white tent right next to Loot Crate. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Bye.